In this quick tutorial, we're going to talk about how to configure your screens and how to configure your screen divisions so your content doesn't get skewed. When your content gets skewed, it means that it's not running to the original width and height of what it was created under. So if you set everything properly, your content is not going to get stretched, it's not going to get skewed, everything is going to play to proportion, and that's what we'll show you how to do here. And the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that the resolution on the computer that's going to be running your signage player matches exactly the same resolution that you've configured on your screen under the studio. So to do this, we're using a Windows XP, which is going to be our player computer, and we're going to go ahead and right click on the desktop and go properties. And over here we see the properties dialog, and go to settings, and you see that right now my resolution is set to 1024 by 768. So that's what my screen is configured at. So under the studio, we have to make sure that we are going to set the same exact width and height. And now we're back on our studio, so let's go ahead and add a screen to match the screen resolution of our PC. Go ahead and click on the plus sign right here. And notice on the drop down we have 1024 by 768. Now if we select this, we're going to configure a screen that completely matches our signage player desktop computer, and that's what you want to do. If you'll set up, for example, 800 by 600 or 1280 by 600, everything is going to get stretched or skewed, so you're not going to get the proper perspective. So in this case, we're going to select 1024 by 768 to exactly match our configuration of the PC that's going to be running our signage player desktop version. And now we'll just go ahead and click next and finish, and we just added a screen that's going to match beautifully our PC configuration. Next, we're going to create a screen division. Now the system created already 3 screen divisions for me, but I'll go ahead and create a new screen division. So I'll click on the plus sign, go ahead and rename this to screen division 4, and start drawing some screen divisions. Now notice that each one of these screen divisions naturally has a width and a height. So if I click on any one of them, in this particular this viewer, we have a width of 746 and a height of 620. And this one right here is 280 by 620. So if I want to put a resource right here, for example an image, the image that I'm going to create has to be exactly 280 by 620. If I create an image that's larger or smaller, it's going to get skewed. Now let's go ahead and switch real quick to Adobe Photoshop. And you see this in Adobe Photoshop, we have this image right here, and this image is really set to a much larger size. In fact, if we go to image and canvas size and switch to pixels, you'll see that this image is set to be 1024 by 768. Now that's not what we want, because this is the screen size of my desktop, and if we were going to use this image as a background for the full desktop, that would be fine, but that's not what we want to do. We want to run it on a very small screen division. In fact, the screen division that we're going to run this on is this one right here, which is 280 by 620. So let's go ahead and switch back to Photoshop and go ahead and set this to be 280 by 620 and press OK. And we'll go ahead and proceed by cropping the image. And now this particular image is going to fit exactly in the screen division that we've defined in our studio. And now all I have to do is simply save the image. I'll go ahead and save it as a PNG. And I'll go ahead and save it on my desktop. So here's PNG right here. Go ahead and call this Silver Surfer. Save it to my desktop. Now I can go back and switch to my studio and go to resources. Upload the image. Click File Save to get it onto the server. go to campaign. I'll go ahead and add a new campaign. Select my screen for this campaign, the one we drew earlier. Select my screen division 4. Switch to my resources, filter for Silver Surfer. And now we can take this image, drag it to the blue channel, double click on it to confirm that's the right image. And there it is. Now over here it's getting skewed, and that's okay because we're just previewing it. But once this runs on our player, everything is going to look exactly to the proper perspective. And just to double check and confirm that what we did is accurate, we'll go back to resources. Go ahead and click back on the Silver Surfer and confirm that the width and height is 280 by 620, which is correct. And go ahead and switch to screens. And again, select this screen division we drew. And again, this is 280 by 620. So everything is accurate now, and nothing is going to get skewed. Now, of course, this is correct for any resources that you work with, whether it'll be Flash, SWIFTs, or videos. Always you want to work with resources that are set to an exact width and height that matches your screen division. And always don't forget to double check on the desktop resolution of your Signage Player PC to make sure it matches your screen configuration, which in our case it is 1024 by 768. And if you follow this simple guideline, your content will always look crisp and sharp and will match the original content's perspective.